This conference will now be recorded.
Guys, can you hear me okay? Everyone?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, so thanks for joining. Let's get started. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. PPT, I think yesterday. Hmm. Okay, so let's move ahead and start creating the another system, right? So yesterday I've showed you how we can first of all create a Git repository, right? And then inside that GitHub repository, how can we really kind of like deploy the application using that one, right? We have seen the static web application and also seen and one sample application which we can really use, kind of like deploy using the good repository we have. And we have also talked about the database, right? Yesterday I've showed you how we can really go with databases, how we can really connect the database. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how from the first of all, once we create this database, how can we really apply this or connect this with the application which we are going to deploy inside our web application. Okay, so let's get started with that one. 1 minute. I think the database, where is that? PPT's database, right? So let me show you this one. Okay, so what we are going to do here, yeah, yesterday we have also seen some of the commands, actually how can we really execute, no? And then we have also seen how we today what we will be doing is like, say, like we have a web application which we will be creating as your SQL database, right? SQL. And then in the configuration, in the web application configuration, when we talk about the configuration, we are going to make the changes so my application can really take out from this application, right? Let's go. Let me go back and change this. Okay, so my application will kind of like get the configuration, and using this configuration I can really connect to my SQL database, right? This is what we are going to see today. Perfect. So let's go back. Yesterday I've deleted that one, so let's see in case if we have a database. I'm going to create a new database here. Okay, we are going to select the name here, so rg hyphen web app demo. Perfect. Now I'm going to put up rk web app sql db demo, the database name, and or maybe I can just say rk web app python app, right? Because we are going to deploy the python app. We don't have a server. Let's create a new server here, and I'm saying rk web app db server. Okay, and I'm going to change it to India. Perfect. Use the authentication. I'm going to put up SQL admin and then the password. Right. SQL admin 100 exclamation. So I'm putting up SQL admin. SQL admin. Uh, login part cannot contain all the, okay. So I'm going to say Azure admin. Right, so we are going to select the development local. We don't want this. Use no networking. We are going to allow the public endpoint as your address sources and client IP. Perfect. And then default additional settings. Everything is fine. No backup. Review and create. And let's go ahead and create it. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to open my GitHub account. So GitHub dot Azure 369. Inside this one, I have few application, right? Yesterday I've shown you, right? I have two kind of like the application which I have created. So one is the MySQL one other one is a SQL MS SQL one, and PostgreSQL. So I'll just click on this MS SQL, and this is a public repository which I have created. So you should be able to see the configuration whatever I have. Now inside this one, right? If I go back to my application, inside this application I have made these variables. Okay, now don't worry about these terminologies, variables and everything if you are not aware. So what we are going to do here is we have to provide the server URL, the DB name, the username and the password here, right? And we are going to get that one using the database which you have created right now. With this one it is going to create this database URI. Okay, now once I create this database URI, so you can say this is a mechanism or a method how application really connects using this PyODC ODBC connection, which is Python, the ODBC connection. Now this, using this connection, once it connect the server, and that only happens if you have allowed the access for that server and you provided the proper database name, username and a password. Okay, that's where you have to really keep it very secure when you are deploying this particular scenario. Okay, once this is done, you can see here we are creating only two, we are creating one database here, which is the database name is a task or a table name is a task. Now inside this task we are going to create just a ID and a title, that's it, because we are going to see that yesterday also we have seen. And then we are creating the database, and then we are actually kind of like running that one. So if you see, this is the task which is for adding and deleting. So we have created two tasks here. Okay, now every task is kind of like running the addition. So new task, when I talk about, I'm going to add a task, and this is the mechanism which internally Python really executes, right? It runs the insert command. When I talk about task, it runs the insert command, and it is going to insert that into this table whatever the data I have. And in case if I'm saying delete, then it is running the delete command. And yesterday we have seen that, right? Maybe in the programming you may not be able to see because this is a libraries and everything which is standardized inside your code. Perfect. So this is a small code again, as I mentioned, and there is a template actually which we have created which has this index.html file, right? Now index.html file is nothing but the same, the UI of the application, and this is the MVC framework, right? If I talk about MVC framework, this is my view. Whatever I'm seeing in the HTML1, this is where I will be seeing this. I can go back to my application here. As I said, this is my controller. All these are my controllers, and this is my model. So if I see here, right, this is a model which I have created, DB model, and this model. So everything is in one single application, MVC, right? The controller, model, and view component. Everything is in the same application. Okay, let's see. Let's go to our resource. Okay, and then I'm going to, okay, so this is available. I can see this server name, the database name is already there, server name is there. So I'll go ahead and I have to edit this configuration. So how can I really edit that? There is a tiny pen icon actually which is there. You just have to click on edit, and first of all, you cannot edit it in my own repository. You have to create your own GitHub account. Okay, and inside that one you can copy paste everything whatever I have. There is an option you can import. So if you want to import existing whatever you have this Git repository into your new repository, you can just simply import everything here. Okay, and maybe we'll do it now. Once I'm done with the demo, maybe one of you can share your screen. I'll show you how we can really do that. Perfect. So we have this configuration now. I just go back here. I will copy this URI and I will paste it here. Instead of server name, I'll just going to paste this one. That is the first thing which I need to really do. Server URL. Second thing is database name. This is my database name. I'm going to copy this database name and I'm going to paste it here. Now here is asking me username. So I have actually added a username as SQL admin. Okay. And the password which I have actually added is a Azure admin. 100 exclamation. This is the password which I have really added. Now this password should be, again, from the testing perspective, I have actually used a very simple password, but you have to make sure that you're putting a proper password here, and it is again not like this in the normal your UI or your Git code. Definitely you should not really put up username, password, and all those things. There are different mechanisms. So once we get into the CI/CD pipeline, that time I will show you how you can reuse this as a variables, right? Environment variables, and at the time of deployment you can change these variables. Perfect. That's the only thing which we need to really do here. And I'm going to say commit here, and I'll say whatever the commits which I have. Commit is nothing but you are saving the file and you are mentioning that why you are committing this change or what changes you have done in your code, so it will commit that one. Perfect. Now I will go back. My DB configuration is done. My database is created. My configuration is updated in my Git repository. Now the third step is to create the web application and map it with my Git repository. Let's go ahead. I'm going to create a web application, and I'm going to select the same DB demo which I've created, or the web app demo, and I'm going to say RK web app Python, or web app Python app. Okay, this is the name which I'm about to give it. Perfect. It is asking me the code. I'm saying yes. Okay, the code runtime is 3.12. Linux is automatically taken. I'll change this to India. Now I need to create a plan. I'm going to create a plan, and I'm going to create a free plan. Okay, or I can go with a basic plan. That's fine. I don't have to really go with a very heavy plan here. I'll say database. Now here it is also giving me an option to create a database. Okay, with this, because I have already created a database, I don't want to create a database here because the database is already created. Okay, so I'm not going to select this option. Perfect. Continuous deployment. Yes, continuous deployment is required, so I'm going to enable it. It automatically picked up my GitHub account. I'm going to change this GitHub account organization. Will select the repository, and my repository is MS SQL because there I have really updated my code. Perfect. And branch is new main, sorry, and I'll just say networking. Enable public access, yes, and then the network injection, no. Application insight, no, I don't want that. And I'm going to say review and create. Now I can see all the information here. Perfect. I'll just go to create this one. So far with me, guys, any questions? Anyone? No? No questions? You're able to hear me, right? And see my screen? Just a quick check.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, okay. So my resources creation is done. I'll just click on the refresh. Yeah, okay. I can see my resource. I'll just go here. Quick validation saying that yes, I think my resource is already there. I can just click on here. So just validate whether my resource is loading or not. Okay, it's loading. Okay, and I'll go to the deployment center here. Now deployment center is a space where you can understand that how the application is getting deployed into so how the application is getting deployed. So there are multiple ways we can really do it, right? We can have a Docker, we can have a GitHub repository, and in case if you want to change that, right? Because initially you have map it to one repository, but tomorrow, say like in case if you want to map it to another repository, you can really go and do that particular piece. Okay, so we can see this is getting deployed, and I'm going to settings. So here you can see, right, it is connected with the GitHub, signed in as this one, the repository name, mine, everything whatever I have. Now in case if I want to disconnect or I want to change this one, what I can do, I can just click on disconnect. It will disconnect the connection with my GitHub, and then the moment I done that, I can have an option to change this one because it's already connected. So whenever I'm going to make a change, okay, whenever any change will really happen, this particular GitHub repository will initiate the change here. Like for example, if I go back, you have this GitHub and you have this web application. Now this is all connected, and this is continuously checking any change whatever we have. So what happens once you, as a user, okay, as a user or a developer, okay, you are working on this Git repository. This is where your main objective is. You're working on this Git repository. Now what are you gonna do? You wanna push anything, any changes, because you are continuously working on developing this code, right? And because you are working on the continuously on this one, the moment you make any change, you make a commit here, right? I'm just saying commit here. You made some push and commit. Okay, you modified the code and you push that particular code into Git repository. The moment it happens, Git will actually trigger one action. Okay, it will trigger an action. This action will go and get deployed inside your web application. Okay, and this is the action which we are seeing right now in the console. So if I go back to the logs, this is the action which is really created. If I click on this, right, if I click on this particular icon, it will take me to the GitHub actions which we have here, right? You can see the actions here. Now under this actions, it is doing the build and deploy. This is a CI/CD pipeline which is automatically getting triggered, okay, by the GitHub itself. Now, GitHub is also a very good tool for all your automation and deployment, anything, right? This is also a very popular tool. However, in this course, we are going to talk about how we can use Azure DevOps actually for all these things, right? Because again, Azure DevOps is dedicated from the Azure perspective, and you can really do it for multiple aspects. So that's where we are going. But again, that capability is already there, and this is an automated deployment which is really happening. And we want to see how we can customize this one. I don't want this to be automatically configured because there are few parameters which I want to change. Okay, and those parameters, yes, we can change it here also, but I don't want to really use this particular mechanism. Rather, I want to use more controlled environment, which is Azure DevOps. Okay, let's see. Uh, if I go back, okay, I think it's open and application log. I'll just click on browse here. So it's successful. Let's see. Now, meanwhile, I will also log into my. 1 minute, where is that? It's taking so long. Okay, so now you can see this particular application is launched. Okay, I have a task list. This is my front view, and I'm going to add up these some data here, right? I'm going to say task one. Uh, maybe get a flag today because it's our Independence Day, and then run some songs. So these are some of the tasks which I want to really do it. And this is again a very small application which I'm kind of like doing right now, right? And here, so I'm saying task one, and then get ready, something like this, okay, and run some songs. These are some other tasks for today. Actually, it's Independence Day today. First of all, everybody happy, very very happy Independence Day to all. Okay, and we are going to kind of like use this. So I have connected this. Let me. What is- Okay, and we have this studio, right, which we have seen yesterday also, that how we can really connect. Now I have connected with all this application. I'm also going to connect with my environment. So I'm going to say SQL Server, and I'm going to use the same exact same configuration which I have updated in my code. So I go back. I will copy everything. So I'll just copy it everything from here itself. So I, because I have everything here, I'll copy, I'll paste it here. Okay, and then the username and password. I'm just to show you, right, that how the data is really looking like inside these things. So I'm going to say username this, and then the sorry, this is a database name. No, server SQL login authentication parameters database is here, or it will automatically take up the database. I'm going to change the username here, and then the password. Okay, yes, so I can see everything is fine, and let's say connect. Okay, so I've connected. I can see there is one table actually inside my database. I just want to create a new query here. I'll just say select, okay, star from table, right, the task what I have. So I'll just run this command. Let me see in case if I can get some data here. Perfect, I can get the same data exact updated here, right, in my database or my application. So now I can see that yes, my application is connected, and it is really getting served using the database whatever I have. Say like in case if I click this one, for example, run the songs, and if I delete this one, if I go back again, and if I run this task one more time, I can get, now I have only two records. That means the addition and the deletion, both the processes are really happening, and my data is really getting saved inside the database. Okay, perfect. There's one more thing which I want to really get. I just will add one more, add songs, and then I'm going to add it, another task. Now there is one more do here. Continuous updates, right? Continuous implementation, or continuous kind of like the setup which you can really do here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make some changes into my code, and we'll see whether the data is there or not. Yesterday we have seen that in case if we are running a application without a database, okay, till the time application is running, there is no modification, your data will be reside there because it's running in a memory. Okay, but the moment you make the change into the data or maybe application, and the application get restart, your memory will get off, right? And definitely that's not a good scenario in case if you are running a production system or some system which is dependent on database. Now there could be multiple use cases where you want to just store the data in your memory, and you don't really care about whether it will go deleted or not, because there are a lot of information which every application keep in the memory. Okay, so let's go back to the template, which is our MVC, right, index.html, and this is what the information which I am seeing it in my this particular page, right? Let's change something here. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to change is something like updated, or I'm just going to edit again one more time, and I'll say updated code. Perfect. And I'm going to change this one, right, commit the change. Now here, this commit message is also important. Every time it will ask you this commit message. So instead of saying just update index.html file, I can say updated. I can mention it more proper, right? I can say updated task list, or maybe task list details. Okay, I can mention. I have to mention. So this way, whatever changes I have done, I can really take that back in case if I really want to go with. Okay, generally people what they do, they are working on the task, right? You might have heard about Jira or Azure task also. Now people get the task saying that okay, update the code for your task application, and this is the number of the task, number of a task actually which is assigned to you. Okay, what you do, you work on that particular task, and as a part of that completion, you mention that task ID here. Okay, so as a DevOps developer or a developer lead, I understand that okay, you have given a this task and this is the task number. Okay, and you are putting that particular task number here. So I assume that okay, whatever is written in that task, you have actually updated, and now you are pushing that code change. Okay, so I can also put up something like a task ID, task hash is like 1234. This is how I can really put up the information. Perfect. I can put up some info, so commit here. The moment I say commit here, okay, I'm done, and I can go back and I can check that whether my application is kicking start or not. So now you can see immediately started the process. Immediately, it's very, very fast. Okay, the moment I make some change and it is automatically taking the message here. Whatever message I have put up here, I'm getting a message that update task list for detailed task number 1234. Correct? Till that point, if I refresh this page, my page will not have any problem, and my page is still working because the development deployment is happening. I can really add some data here. I can add one more thing is get some food, for example, right? I'll just add something, and let's see. I'm going to add, I still my application is performing, right? Even though back in the background my application deployment is started, but my application is not having any problem. It is still kind of like running, because right now if I refresh also, okay, I cannot see any change here because there is no change which is really happened as of now. Everything is getting loaded. I can do the perform, and I can validate that in my application also, that yes, everything is working fine. This is the main advantage, right? Why we are actually using this web application, because in case if you want to make some changes, you're making some code changes, your application is still running. There's no harm into the application. Perfect. Let's go back. Let's see. It started, it deploying the application. Any questions, guys, so far? No questions? Good.
Rohit,
Yes.
when I was trying to deploy this static web application, I had some
Hmm.
issue, so
Yep.
that I will, yeah, I lost this end of the class, please. 5 minutes.
No problem. Yeah, yeah. I will once we finish this one, let's start with the again start from the GitHub itself. So let's see
Okay,
how you really create a GitHub account, and from there how can you really connect that. Let's do that entire practice. Okay, perfect. So my
sure.
application is done. I'm just going to refresh this one. I'm just going to reload. Okay. Okay. So I can see now the task list updated, and this is the updated code. But still my data is still there, right? My data is not changed and my application is still running. So for example, if I add new task here, I can see this task. If I want to delete this task, I can see this one. Okay. So from the development deployment perspective, this is the way we can really go with. There's one more code which I have shown you, or this is which is available inside my repository. That code is for the PostgreSQL, right? Now again, it's a very simple thing. You have to deploy the PostgreSQL server, and using that PostgreSQL server, you just have to make the changes inside this application.py file, right? Here also same thing. Okay, here the mechanism is different, and user, it is actually instead of task, it is going with the user one, which is again simple thing, not a problem, right? I'll just quickly show you how you can really create a database, so you can use that particular option even with this application, right? So let's go back. Let's go to PostgreSQL. Why PostgreSQL? Because PostgreSQL is also a very, very uh, kind of like a useful and also industry practice, industry standard database, which is getting used by many organizations, many enterprises. So that's why I'm showing you this one. And this is again a very powerful for a big data in case if you have a lot of a big, very big application. Most of the companies really goes with this kind of approach. And again, creating it is a very simple option that I'm going to select the DB demo here. Okay, I'm going to provide the server name here. I'm going to say server name here as again RK web app, or I'll just say PostgreSQL, and the India region. I want to select the India region here. Okay. Definitely, I don't want to go with production. I want to go with the development right now because it will go. Availability zone is no preferences. Fine. I don't need high availability. Prosge authentication only. I'm going to use the same username and a password I've used. I'm going to put up the SQL admin, and the password is Azure admin 100 exclamation. Now ensure that for now I'm just going to put up this one, but the moment you're done with this creation, you should go ahead and delete it. Nobody should be having the username password because this maybe we are recording this one, right? So someone can take a hold of that and they can really do a lot of things with your application. Okay, I'm going to enable the public access allow here. Now last time if you remember in the SQL it automatically picked up the public IP address, right? And it gave me a very simple tag saying that okay, you want to enable the services for Azure and you want to also enable the services for your local IP address. So here it is giving me some more granular understanding that I can explicitly mention or add some firewall rules here with the IP addresses. I can do that in MySQL also. It's not like I cannot do that, but here also it is giving me the upfront option. So first of all, I need to click on this allow public access from anywhere service within this Azure server. Okay, so my application can be really connected to this one. Second thing is I can really go and say IP addresses. So if I click here, add current IP address, which is automatically it's taking, or if you want to allow everybody, anybody can really connect to this database server, you can just click on here. Okay, so if I click here IP address, it is going to add this IP address range. Starting range is same and end IP is also same. But in case if I click this one also, okay, it is saying that creating a firewall rule which is allowing everybody like 0000.2555, and that's what something which we have seen, right? So if I click continue, it is going to add this allow all, which is definitely not the option you should be really choosing for any database. Any database you create a SQL, no SQL, whatever database you're going to create, you should not be really creating. I'm just going to delete this one. Perfect. Create this application. I'm going to select this, create new, and it is again giving me a basic understanding how much cost it will really have, and I'm going to just create it. And once it get created, again the same process, right? I have to use the URL, and then I have to use the username which I have already provided, password which I have already have, and I have to create a database. So that was the database get created, and this is the method which I need to really do because this is again when I talk about Azure, SQL is the preferred SQL server or a SQL database which they want to really go with. Okay, because that's their product, that's their baby, so they will definitely promote that. But in case if you want to use something different, then you can really go with this one. Okay, I'll go back, I'll just click on Postgre here, and I'll just say select server. Let's see. Okay, and meanwhile we will go back, I will just open this one. Okay, I'll click on connect create. Not here, sorry, I've already created. I'll go about the app services. I'll click on create web app. Okay, here I'm going to select the web app demo. The name is RK web app, and then I'm saying Postgres SQL app, something like this, right? Again, the code is something 3.11 only. I'm going to select the Python 3.1 because that's what something which we are using. I'm going to select India, uh, and then the B1 is fine. I'm going to use the same plan. Actually, I can deploy multiple web applications onto the same plan. That's not a problem because it's a one server. I don't want to create a database. Enable, yes, and I'm going to okay. I'm going to select the organization, and here I'm going to select the different Git repository, right? Git PostgreSQL. My okay, fine, and review and create and create. Okay. Meanwhile, if I refresh this, okay, it's not yet done. Okay, the remote resource why it's not. Come on. Okay. Hmm. Strange. Okay, we have created this one. Flexible server. Actually, we have created a flexible server. I'm saying checking this into something. Okay, so flexible server is also an option actually, but the flexible option is something where it will allow you to really create a highly scalable solution, right? Now, in case if I want to see this, let's go to connect. We have an option. It is also giving you how what you can really do here, and then I'm going to click on 1 minute. The server is currently provisioning. That's why it's still going on. I think it's not yet done. Okay, so it's now created, right? I can see that the SQL server IP, the sorry service and name, the SQL server, and the password I already have. Now here, in case if I go back here, I need to really see what kind of a database. So it automatically created one database, which is a Postgre database. But I don't want to really use this database. Rather, I'm going to create a new database. And last time, if you remember, it automatically created the database which we provided. But I'm going to create a new database. So I'm going to say Python app, and then I'm going to say task. This is my database name. I'm going to say save. Okay, and database is required. Without database, you will not be able to connect to this system. Okay. I'll just say, and I have this database. Perfect. It is giving me an option that how you can really connect this database. So if you want to connect, it will need to allow the, it's already enabled, right? Allow public access from Azure services within this Azure services. So you have this option. Let's see what is going to connect. Okay. So meanwhile, I'm going to copy this Python app task. I'll go back to my Python Postgre application, and here I will copy all the information. So I'm going back to my overview. I will copy this URL. I'll go here. Sorry, and I'll change this config. I'll change this configuration and then go back. We'll copy the URL or database, right? The one which we have right now. So I have this Python app task. I'm going to type that Python task app. It should be proper, otherwise it will not connect. And then I'm going to use, okay, and this is kind of like connecting, right? So if you see, it is connecting in a secure shell actually for connecting to this Python particular database, right? You can also try to connect within the environment itself, within the system itself, and you should be able to connect. But we are not going to use this one. I'm just going to close this. On this using either the the your data studio or definitely the application is already there. So we are going to connect it using application. So Python task is something which I have already added, and then the SQL username and a password. So I'm going to okay, I'm going to say admin, and then I'm going to copy the Azure admin, and I'm putting the password. Okay, perfect. Let's save this one, and again update it. DB config, very important. Perfect. I have updated this information. I go back, and okay, everything is fine. This is my application. I'm going back into my database, is already there. I'll go to app services. I'll go to Postgre app now, and just a deployment center. Okay, so the deployment started. First deployment is done. The second deployment is started just now. I'm going to browse this one. Because last time when I ran, actually, because it might have run and failed because the database connections and everything was not there. Let's see if we can see some application logs here. Okay, it is saying that running the build and everything, and I'm sure in the logs sections it should give me some details, but not, it's not giving. That's fine. So it's pending because first time when it ran, right, it was not having the database connection details. So because of that, it might have failed, and that's why my application is giving me error that the application is not running, because without a database connectivity, how can it run? It all depends on the database connectivity. If the database connectivity failed, your application will give an error. You can really handle that one, but this is what the error which we are really seeing. Let's click here. Let's see what's going on. Deployment. If I go here, I can see the deployment is happening. Okay, the app is successful. Let's go back again. Let's refresh. Browse. Okay. Take little time actually to show me exactly what's happening. Mm, okay. Image show logs, build errors 0. Yeah, it should be good. No, we'll give it a some time. It should really come up. Okay, so no problem. So meanwhile, I think let's get started with the actual your stuff. So who wants to really go? Want to share the screen and show me that what how you're really doing it?
Me?
Yeah, Ramana, fine, no problem. I'm making sure making your okay. So let's start with the first a Git repository, right? Can you just show me your Git repository? Okay, so you have this Git repository. Okay, perfect. Now what you are trying to do here? Ramana, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Maybe I'm not sure whether you're saying something or not. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, you're able to hear me. Can you hear me?
Now, okay, I can hear you.
Okay. Find the code which you have given that I have downloaded here. Okay. To my
Mm-hmm.
local repository. Um, Sorry, one second, please. Where I have set time.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't need to really download that one. You can directly create a new repository using my existing repository. How to do it? Let's go back to the GitHub. If you can just click on your GitHub in the repositories.
Okay. This is my
Okay.
repositories.
Yes. Okay. Click on new.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I'll give any.
You
I'll
have
give any.
an no. You have an option there. Import repository. Below create new
Yeah.
repository, you have an option that import repository. Click on that. Okay, now what you need
Yes.
to do is you just have to provide my repository name, the static one
Yeah.
which I really provided, right? You just open that, say like https slash github.com slash rohit369 rohit azure 369 slash the static web. You can download, you can copy that. Go to my repository detail in the github slash rohit369. Just type in the new browser, in the new tag, in the new tab,
Okay.
browser tab. Yeah, type https colon
Mm-hmm.
github.com. Yes. Okay. Enter
Please.
that there. You already have that. Enter it. Okay. Now you just have to copy this entire thing.
Okay.
Okay. Only thing is you don't need to really use this GitHub workflow. That's the main problem. You should not have that. Otherwise, it will use the same workflow which I have, but it will update. Not a problem. Okay. So you have the static web and you have to give a name below, repository name, right? Whatever the name you want to really do it. So you can go with like static web or whatever you want to really go with. And I think you have already created, right? So and give a small name. Always, whenever you
Okay.
are creating a repository, should go with small names, small characters, no capital or no combination.
Okay. Okay.
Repository should be always small. Yes, go with small. Static hyphen web, you can mention hyphen web or whatever you want, right? Hyphen web app.
Okay. Just given like this. I'll give
Okay,
public. Okay.
public is fine.
Uh,
Import, begin import.
so I have done this.
Okay. Now, just one step I want you to really do is delete that workflow file, because
Okay.
that workflow file might be having my configuration details. Okay, that's why I just want to remove that configuration in case if you have the something that could be the reason.
Where I have to delete that one?
Let me show. Yeah, so you got to go back to the click on that github.github workflows. Can you click on that file? There is one folder here. You can see on the top. No, 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 not there. Inside your
Okay,
folder
okay.
structure.
Yes,
Yes, yes. Click
yes.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And now click on that file Azure static web app polite beach, right? Whatever the YAML file, you can really see that. You click on that,
Okay, okay.
and this is the configuration which is automatically taking. Delete this file. You don't want this file.
Where I have to wait. It's gone again. Wait. Flow. So where I have to delete this file? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see the.
Click on that file. Click on that file. You will see an option. Yeah, here in the edit section, can you see edit? Under that edit, you have a below icon. Click on that. Yes. Okay. Or maybe on view runs. Can you click on that view runs, and there is a tiny option actually for three dots there below that. Yeah. Scroll
Here.
down. Delete file.
Yeah. Yes, deleted. Confirm.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
I
So
have
now
deleted
here
now.
you already have this code, right? You just have to import this one. Now go back and create a web application.
Okay.
Or if you already have created a web application, static web application, you can
No, no,
keep
no.
it like,
I'm
or
just.
you can create a new. No problem. Create a new one.
Okay. I'm just giving any this one name. Okay. Okay. And GitHub. Okay. I have already this GitHub. Okay. Organization. Okay. Okay. This is the one static web app. And so here it is main, right? Yes, main branch. Main branch is fine. Okay. Build. See here. I have I got stuck here. Which one I have to select here? Is
No, you don't have to select anything. Maybe web app. Go up the preset, right? Whatever the build preset, you can keep it as it is. No problem. You don't have to really select anything here. Select normal. Leave it. Leave it that.
so rest I'll keep like this. Great.
Because this is a normal static HTML web page, right? So you don't have to
Mm,
specify any presets.
okay. So done now. Let me take this. This is what I'm getting.
Okay, show me. 1 minute. Sorry. Yes. So first page you will get like this only. First page will be like
Okay.
this. The second time when
Okay.
it will execute, right? Now you go back to the deployment center there, go back to your, yeah, go back to your VSS. You have that option. So it will load, right? It will take some time. Immediately it will not really show you whatever configuration you have. It will reload. Now if you see, right, waiting for deployment, the status, if you can just scroll down a little bit, there is something like a waiting for deployment, and then it's kind of like, it's updating that one. Once it update, then
Where
it will automatically take
where I can see that waiting for deploy.
it. Just scroll up a little bit. No, right side only you can see. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
here status is waiting for deployment. It is kind of like showing it here, but it will get deployed. Just give a minute.
Okay.
Okay, just go back and refresh your page one more time. Control shift R.
Yeah, I did that. Done this.
Yeah, it will come. It will come. This is a
Still it
default
is
page, right? This is a default page which
correct.
is provided to you, right? But that default page will get override with the GitHub or the actions, whatever you have. Maybe you can go back to your actions, go back to the static one, your page, whatever you have. Can just go back. Not there, not there. In the GitHub. Go back to GitHub.
Okay.
Okay, here
I'm in
you
GitHub.
can yeah, you can click on actions. On the above section, you have code, issues, pull request, and actions. Below the name, static web app.
Yes.
Okay, so it's done, right? I can see. Okay, it's 2 days back. Static web app CI/CD. Okay, so it's click there. Mm, okay. Can you go back to the code one more time? Can you just go back to the code?
Okay.
Yeah, it's created, right? Just click on that GitHub workflow. Just click on that GitHub workflow.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's created a file, right? It should be created and then it should really go ahead and deploy it.
Correct. Any
Polite
permissions?
speech web app. No, it's actually taking, I don't think it is taking that one. Because if you see the name of the file and the name of your application is different, right? It's saying polite beach and then it's saying VTC. So that means there is some configuration change actually which is really happening here. That could be the reason. Um, you haven't deleted this file? Click on this one.
Okay.
Delete this file. Refresh.
For
Click
this
on workflow.
repository.
No, no,
Okay.
sorry, we are not able to edit this repository directly. You need to, why it's saying you need to change this? So because of this file, actually, it is not able to take that one. I think that's the reason.
Hmm.
Let me do that. Let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Let me go back to my repository
Hmm.
and I will go to static web here. Hmm. Do one thing. Delete this repository. Delete this repository. Okay.
Okay.
Go to the security. Go to security. There is option like security. Okay. No.
No, I
Go
don't
back
think
to
so.
the no. Go back to the Rohit Azure. Go back to your repositories. Yeah, go back to your repositories. There is an option. Go back to your repositories.
This is mine.
All the
Okay.
repositories. No. All the repositories. I think you should be getting an option there. You click on settings here. Yeah. There is option settings. Static web app. Click on static web app or
Okay.
click on static web app.
One second. Wait, sorry. 1 second. I
Okay.
have to
There is a
cancel this
settings.
one.
No problem. Static web app.
Mhm.
There is a settings option.
Okay. Yes.
Scroll all the way down and delete this repository.
Okay.
Yes, I have read and understood the effect. Delete this.
Okay. I think it got deleted. No.
Got deleted, right? Now again re-import that one.
Okay. Fine. What is repositories? Repository. This is yours, right?
Yes,
Um,
static. Copy the static one. No, no, no.
where
Go
is
to static web. Just type slash static web.
okay? This is complete one, right?
Yes. No, no. You just have to copy the URL. That's it. URL, URL. Yes, copy that URL. Import. Paste it there, and then
I'll
repository
give.
name again static. Some different
I'll
name.
give
You can maybe new. Just hyphen new, something like this,
okay. I'll give new
and then
public.
import.
So now I think it's done. Type a bit new. I imported
Create a new
from
static web app. Yeah, yeah. Go and create a new static web app.
here again. Okay. It's GitHub. Okay. This is the one. Okay. This is the one. Okay. Main. So waiting for deployment. Okay. Still the same thing. Just
Okay.
so
Open it. Open it in a new window. Open it in a new window.
yeah, I did that as well.
New cognito. New cognito window. Just use it on a new cognito window. New cognito. No, no. Click on that three dots. Yes. New
Yeah.
incognito windows. Paste it here.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, it should be there.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking that we need to do something here. So
No,
as
no,
type
no, no.
of
We don't
apps.
have to do anything. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Still, it's showing waiting for deployment. If I see here,
No, no, that's different, I think. Yeah. I think in configuration, can you click on configuration? Left side, in the left side pane, you have this configuration. Click on that. Settings. Click
Again,
on general settings. Scroll down.
no, that's it.
That's it. Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, when we see this here somewhere, no code, it's saying some what we say deployment build
Just
process.
refresh here. Refresh here. This particular page. I want to see whether the workflow is created or not. Yeah, its workflow is created. That means it's already started. Can you go back to the again workflow here, and it says everything should be good. Action, in that action only you should be able to see that. Can you just go back to the actions?
Okay, where is the
Uh,
actions here?
no, no, go back to, yeah. Click on that. Showing issues, pull requests.
I don't see action.
Uh, no, it should be there. You are actually into. Can you go back to the home page of Venkat Start? Can you just click on that? Yeah, here it's not showing actions here.
This
Have
is
I
what
think
we.
you have, once you created that time, have you configured the actions here? You just saw it actions,
Should
right?
be.
I think.
Yes, yes, we have seen that. Should be there
Click on
somewhere.
that. Pull request, issues, settings,
The actions we
actions.
have
Can you
here.
click on actions? Yeah. General. Click on this general. Have you enabled this? Disabled action. Yeah, actually disabled action. That's the reason. All action and reusable force. Allow all. Click up above. Click above. Allow all actions. Save.
And save it,
Save.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Refresh. Refresh one more time. 4 minutes ago. Go to index.html now. Go to index.html. Okay. Make a small change there. Click on edit. Okay. Scroll down. Scroll down. You have this title, right? As your, or just
what
change a small change. Just say add something there.
I just remove application. I'll put application.
Okay. Save commit
Okay,
changes. Commit changes. I
done
think
now.
at the time of creation you might not actually selected that one. So it should really start the action now. Go up, scroll up, refresh one more time. It's not showing you the actions here. No, that's the
Action
reason. I
item.
don't know. Uh, no, no. Issues.
Well, the settings we'll see general.
Actions. Can you just click on actions there also? It's already
Yeah.
there, right? You are allowing that one.
Again disable. Oh,
Oh,
okay. I sit
no, you
here.
have
I
to
have to.
save it here. You haven't really saved it here,
Now I
huh?
got it. Now I got it. See.
Now you got it. Right? Okay. So now I think you should be really able to start that. Click on that.
Hmm.
Um, actions. Okay. Do one more change there. Go back and make one more change.
Okay. Let me go here. Yes. I just remove application. Yes. I just run it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, now it started, right? You can see that now it started the action. Now, once this is done, then you should see that application. So I think you were at the time of creating, you haven't really enabled this actions. But guys, that's fine. I think this is a good practice. So in case if you don't see this action here, make sure you enable the actions. That's important.
Mm. So it's come status loading, uploading something.
Yes, uploading. That means this is data is uploading now. You can see, right?
Okay.
Now it's uploading. If you can refresh that, it should be. Let's refresh that one
Now
more time.
ready. It says it's ready now. Okay. We see
Yeah.
now. Looks good now, I
Yep.
think. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. I tried a lot, but
Okay.
I did not wait for some time. Okay,
No. No.
let
No
me
problem.
let me
That's
double
okay.
confirm again. We just tried it again. We'll see. Okay.
So now change the
Applications.
heading. So you can see that in a visible thing, right? You can change the heading here or application. That's fine.
Okay. Goes. No need to do manual action, right?
No,
It's
nothing,
supposed to.
nothing. Now it should be just you update the code and it should automatically trigger.
Okay. So let me. Static. Okay. Uploading now. Let's see.
Hmm. Yeah, it will automatically start, right? That the process is going to start again one more time.
Yes, got it now. See.
Very good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's the main thing, right, guys? I think you have to really do it one more time. Try it, and until you try, believe me, you are not going to fail. And until you fail, you're going to learn. That's very important. So the practice is the key here. You have to really keep on practicing. Try these things. I have also given you three things, right? I have given you the normal application, the MySQL application, the Postgre also. Try all these options. You have 3 days of leave, I believe. Okay, and we'll again connect on Monday. Until then, I hope you should be really start with this one. On Monday, I'll give you some more understanding about the gate, and that's where we will be really getting into a much detail about that, right? And we'll start with some new chapters. Perfect, guys. That's it for today. Again, happy Republic Day to you all. Enjoy the day, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you,
That
sir. Sir, a small thing. Can't we
Yeah.
have the class at the regular time, 8 to 9?
Actually, it's getting very late for not only me, right? I think I've got some details also because look, I think if you go with a normal 8:30 or 8, it's starting, and then 9 is really baking big because I have to really start login from 9:30, so I don't get any time. That's the problem.
The same case with
Is
us,
there
sir. Because I have another class up to 8. So,
okay, another class at up to 8?
yeah, I have a class up to 8 o'clock. So, that is getting clashed.
Okay, no, I think is it possible for the like let's because I need to really check with Ravi sir also regarding this one.
Because that is the
Okay,
batch,
I'll,
8 to 9 batch, it was designed, right? So, I
no, I understand, but because of these some things actually which are really getting into out of control. But how many others actually having a problem at 7:30? Let's see that, and I'll come back to you on this one. Okay.
7:30. Okay. Okay. Fine. I am fine with 7:30
Okay,
also.
let's see the majority of things, and then we will discuss about it. Okay. I'll
Sure.
see.
Sure.
We'll
Sure. Sure.
find out some way. No problem.
like
okay,
you
sir.
mentioned yesterday, you will update the 23rd video recording, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes. So
actually, we haven't. Yes, I know, I know. I
I
think we
think
need to repeat that one. I need to repeat that one, okay? Because I don't know, but unfortunately that did not get created. So I will create that. That was mostly. Can you just remind me what topic actually we were discussing that day? It was all
Uh,
the web
web
application, right?
web static 24th,
and,
I think 24th video we have to get it.
I think it's related to GitHub creation and all.
Okay, GitHub creation and everything. Okay, no problem. So, anyways, we are going to recover that in much detail about the GitHub and everything. So on Monday, I will repeat that class. Okay, for the GitHub because GitHub I want to go to little detail and
Mhm.
then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. But
Thank you.
rest of the things, right? Good, right? I think we have also seen the Azure data stuff and everything. I believe is good, right? Yesterday
Yeah,
we talked about databases and everything, right? I think prior to that we have discussed something, correct?
yeah, sure.
Okay, fine, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.